friends, welcome to Stamping Country. I'm Robin Feicht. Today we're going to make these adorable graduation cards just in time for graduation. They look like graduation caps, and then when you open them up, this is so fun, they reveal your gift card or your money that you put in your little slot, and it says buy your own present, B.Y.O.P. So to get started, we're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 9 3/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at the usual 5 1/2. Make sure you use the scoring tool. I won't tell you why I say that, and not your cutting tool. So we start at 5 1/2, and we're going to score. Now you're going to need 2 diagonal scores, and to do that, there's a short side and a long side. The long side is 5 1/2, and the shorter side is what's left over. So we're going to want to measure from the short side at 2 1/8. Now, for those of you who are mathematically challenged, the 2 1/8 is between the 2 and the 2 1/4, dead center. Okay, so 2 1/8. We'll mark that at the top and at the bottom. Now we're going to come over to our score line, and we're going to measure that at 2 1/8 also. And we're going to score, or mark at the top and at the bottom. So now you have little tick marks at the top and the bottom, 2 1/8 from the score line on both sides. Now you're going to score using those little tick marks, which you can erase afterwards. We're going to score diagonally. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Line those up in your little ditch there, and we'll score again. And you'll see that the score lines will then intersect with the original score line. Now we need to do something about this bottom. So guess what? We're going to measure one more time, and the measurement is 2 1/8. So on this bottom edge, this little short edge, we're going to measure 2 1/8. And we're just going to make a little mark down here. Now this time we're going to want to use our cutting, because we're going to cut. So we'll line those up at a diagonal, and we'll cut. So you have one side. Save these. These make great little accent pieces. And then we'll do the same thing over here. We'll take it from that tippy top to our little tick mark, and we'll cut. So now you have something that looks like a rather tall house. And you can use your bone folder. We're going to, okay, so you have your little score line. We're going to actually fold away from that and score, or fold and fold. So you have 2 of those. And then if you just pinch this other little score line and make it into your cap, you can just go over it again to make sure that it lays a little bit better, and score it. And then you want to erase your little tick marks, but we'll worry about that later. The next thing that you're going to need is your piece inside your cap right here. So you want to cut a piece of Whisper White cardstock at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And you're going to want to lay it so that it looks more like a diamond. And we're going to stamp with black ink our B.Y.O.P. Now the B.Y.O.P. is from this really fun set called B.Y.O.P. Buy Your Own Present. So this one is retiring, so if you want it, you got to get it quick, because they're going to stop making them on May 22nd. So this is B.Y.O.P. It's a photopolymer stamp set. Has all kinds of little cool sayings. But I really love this one because you can use it for just about any occasion. We'll stamp that. Now, it's sort of fun to have contrasting colors on your graduation card. So I'm going to use a marker. I'm going to use Delightful Dijon. And we'll just color that in. I'm using the brush tip end. It's a little quicker to color that in. So the Delightful Dijon is more goldish. And it contrasts very nicely with the color that I chose, which is Tranquil Tide. And the Tranquil Tide, you may not recognize that color. That's because it's a new color coming out in the new Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. You're going to put that inside your cap. Fun, fun, fun. And we're going to stamp the Buy Your Own Present. And we're going to stamp that inside so you see it when they take the money or the gift card out. We'll ink that up. And we're going to stamp it right on this diagonal here. How fun is that? So you can see you have the B.Y.O.P. and then the Buy Your Own Present. Now we have one more piece to stamp. I've actually cut a little slit in this to tuck the money or the gift card. If you don't have this tool, you can also just not put adhesive at the top and slip it in that way. But the fun little tool that I use to cut it is just this little framelit that comes in this framelit set, the balloon pop-ups that go with the Balloon Adventure from the Occasions catalog. And this one is also retiring, but it's a fun little tool to make those little slits to slide things in. So I've already cut that, and I'm going to stamp it again with a stamp from my B.Y.O.P. stamp set. And this time it says, "Congratulations, grad." Just stamp that in the bottom corner, and then we're gonna, I like that contrast again, so I'm gonna color that. And I've put some tear and tape, which is a little bit stronger. It's gonna hold it better for your gift cards and that. And here's a little tip for you to get that tear and tape to come off a little bit easier. Just burnish that with your bone folder, and it'll peel right off very nicely. Now watch, it won't peel off. You just peel these pieces off, and we'll put this on the bottom of our card. This card is almost done, and it looks really great. Now you can make your own tassel for the outside, but there's something fun coming up. I just couldn't resist showing you. It's these new tassels that are going to be in the 2017-2018 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. And they're in two of the new colors, which is Fresh Fig and the Tranquil Tide, which is what I made my card base from, or the gold, which is a nice contrast. And they're so stinking cute. They have the little gold rings, and they're pretty sturdy little, and they work. They're the perfect size for these graduation caps. You can just adhere that with a glue dot to your cap. Ta-da! Isn't that great? So you can make this for all the graduates in your life this year. You start off with the little cap. They open it up to reveal the prize inside. Ta-da! And they know that they can buy their own present. Thanks for stopping by, and have a fabulous day.